Right now at 6, road rage incidents are rising in the state and across the country. As part of National Passenger Safety Week, we'll take a look at what you can do to stay safe if you're riding with a driver who is showing signs of being aggressive.
Labeling gone wrong. How Stu Leonard's is picking up the pieces after someone died from eating a mislabeled cookie.
It is essential that we feed our children.
And racing against the clock, state lawmakers and advocates are pushing for the extension of the free school meals program. We'll tell you what students hope will happen before the end of the school year.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. Happy Thursday, a foggy Thursday. Let's show you some video of fog over the Morris Town Hall. As we turn things over to meteorologist Matt Scott for more on what we can expect today. Some rain here overnight, Matt.
Listen, I'm just glad we can see the Morris Town Hall
Yes.
with some of that thick fog out there. There's a lot of moisture. All levels of the atmosphere is translating to rain high above, fog down below, and it just makes for a tough morning commute. So we have a damp Thursday, another round of rain fast approaching tonight. That's the last one. In the 7-day, it's spring. It feels like spring. How long before we correct things? We'll talk about that coming up. Here are your visibility numbers, and they're not high. Quarter mile into Hartford, a mile and a quarter into Naugatuck Valley. You could see it's kind of socked in throughout much of the Litchfield Hills. Need to be mindful of that. There's rain pretty much uniformly across the state. It's steady, it's manageable, but it is annoying. The windshield wipers getting to work out this morning. Last of it seems to be tapering off over the next hour or two or three, but here comes another batch running right up the same line. That gets here again after dinner tonight and hangs out through early tomorrow. But look at these temperatures, 42 to 50. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. 44 degrees in Hartford. Temperature's not moving too much, except we will look at this, 49 later on. Temperatures for many of you getting into the 50s. We'll talk about that all in detail coming up in just a few minutes, see how long this lasts. Rachel's got a look at traffic at 6:02. Good morning.
Good morning. A nice January thaw on the way. 6:02 right now, as Matt just said. We have some areas of fog and rain for your early morning commute, so be mindful of any of that kickback out on the roadways when you're driving too close to those vehicles. No reported crashes at the moment, and the road work that we typically have between 5 and 6 o'clock that typically causes some delays at 6 a.m. not out there this morning, so good news with that. Looking ahead, you can see that we have those areas of fog along 95 this morning. We'll take a live look outside over in Branford, what it looks like. Both directions of 95, we have light volume, but visibility is down across the area. So, of course, we'll keep you posted on that. Over in Waterbury, 84 and also Route 2 this morning, we do have rather light volume, so that looks good. And your drive times here, no major delays to report at this hour. Back to you.
Rachel, thanks. All right, a corrections officer accused of killing a man on a highway in Meriden makes his first appearance in court.
Yeah, William Lucky Jr. was arraigned on a murder charge. Now, he did not enter a plea yesterday. Police claim he shot and killed Scott Crack on January 14th after one of them cut off the other on I-691. Police said after that, both men pulled over near the Broad Street exit and confronted each other, and that's when the shooting happened. Now, Lucky's lawyer said Lucky did shoot Crack, but that it was in self-defense because Lucky had a toddler in the car.
If someone comes on you and you're afraid for your life, the law allows you to protect yourself. And by the way, I think it will come out that he had a baby in a car seat behind him. So I'm going to protect my baby against anyone who's going to try to kill me.
Well, Lucky's bond remains at $2.5 million, and he's due back in court next month. Now, that incident was one of two that happened just on I-691 in just the last week. One study found the number of road rage incidents in the U.S. has been steadily rising for years.
And this week is National Passenger Safety Week. Advocates are urging you to speak up if your driver makes you feel unsafe. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is joining us in Hartford with much more on that. And Brooke, you looked at road rage data across the country. What did you find?
Well, Now, one of the things that really stood out to me was that Connecticut is actually listed as the 7th highest state across the country for the most road rage incidents over the past couple of years. Now, officers tell us that that number is growing as people become more angry and more aggressive while they're out driving on those roads. During National Passenger Safety Week, organizers say their goal is to empower passengers when it comes to saying something if they feel unsafe for any reason, including the driver getting behind the wheel drunk or high, the driver being aggressive or angry towards other drivers, or just the driver being distracted. A study by Everytown shows on average someone was shot and injured or shot and killed every 16 hours in a road rage incident in the United States in 2022. This is a statistic that has increased steadily for the past 7 years. A Hartford healthcare psychologist tells us when you get angry on the road, try to keep in mind that you're not getting mad at a car, you're getting mad at another human life.
But if you do find yourself in a situation where you're getting a little amped up, really simple things like 4 seconds of deep breathing, hold that breath for 4 seconds, exhale that breath for 4 seconds. These really very easy to do deep breathing exercises allow you to concentrate, get your blood pressure down, make sure you don't react in a dangerous way to other people.
And in 2020, more than 6,200 passengers died in a crash. The study shows a lot of those deaths came as a result of poor behavior by the driver of the car. In both incidents last week, the police reports show all the cars involved had passengers in the vehicle at the time that those drivers got out and confronted each other. And police say if you do experience any sort of road rage, whether that's somebody targeting you or maybe even you just see something happening out on the road, call 911 as quickly as you can. Also, just get out of harm's way. They say don't engage, try to move over, get out of that person's way, and just let the police do their jobs. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you for that report and those data from that study. All right, 2 days now after Bridgeport's redo of its mayoral primary election, Mayor Joe Ganim said he's now going to ask a judge to scrap a new general election that's at least been tentatively scheduled for next month. That's because Ganim beat John Gomes on Tuesday in the redo. He also beat Gomes in the first primary as well, and in November's general election, which has been uncontested. As you know, a judge ordered the new contest after seeing video of potential ballot fraud at a drop box during the first primary. Right now, Gomes tells us he does plan to run in this general election if the judge allows it. Two other candidates, Lamont Daniels and David Herz, are also on that ballot. All three might have to drop out to force cancellation of the general election. Now, with all of the headlines surrounding the ballots in Bridgeport, we want to know exactly how officials count those votes. Fox 61's Matt Caron tried to get answers yesterday, but also got a fair amount of pushback in the process. If you want to know what he found out, go to fox61.com or the Fox 61 app. And you can count on Fox 61 for continuing coverage from Bridgeport. Well, President Joe Biden picked up another endorsement in the 2024 presidential race. This time it came from the United Auto Workers Union.
Yeah, the UAW threw its support behind the president as he battles former President Donald Trump for endorsements from labor groups. You may recall that Biden made history last year when he joined striking auto workers on the picket line. No other president has ever done that.
He heard the call and he stood up and he showed up.
I could not be more proud or more honored that you've chosen to stand with me.
The next big union endorsement up for grabs is from the Teamsters. Trump will be meeting with them next week. Union leadership also says that they extended an invitation to Biden. All right, we're getting you caught up now on the Michelle Troconis trial in Stamford.
Yeah, yesterday, investigators testified about notes they found from the day that Jennifer Dulos disappeared. A retired state police detective read copies of those handwritten notes that he found at Fotis Dulos' home in Farmington. The notes were a timeline of events on the day his estranged wife Jennifer was reported missing. They also include a list of calls he apparently made the Saturday after Jennifer disappeared. Well, the next month, police searched Fotis Dulos' SUV. A detective said he sprayed something called luminol in the trunk, looking for evidence that wouldn't otherwise be visible. And after he sprayed it, part of the trunk lit up blue.
We further examined that area, conducted a presumptive test with the Kastle-Meyer reagents, obtained a positive result, and took further evidentiary samples.
That being said, a field test was not able to determine for sure that the substances were blood, so they took samples and sent them out to a lab for further testing. Police also said they found a damaged Porsche in Avon that belonged to Fotis, one that had front seats missing, seats that one of Fotis's employees later gave police as evidence. Now, today, prosecutors are expected to show the jury video from the first time police interviewed Troconis. She was dating Fotis at the time Jennifer disappeared. And remember, she's the one being charged now with conspiracy to commit murder. You can watch the trial live starting at about 10 o'clock this morning on Fox 61 Plus. Well, the 5 New Haven police officers who were charged in the Randy Cox case are due in court today. Jocelyn Lavandier, Luis Rivera, Ronald Presley, Oscar Diaz, and Betsy Segui have all been charged with reckless endangerment and negligent cruelty. They're accused of mistreating Cox because he was hurt in the back of a police van while riding back to the police station. He's now paralyzed. That hearing is set to start at 10 o'clock this morning.